sure feels like summer is here. Enjoy your day. Happy weekend. This is Not a Spring Chick with Oldecam for OFN with comments on the headlines of today. Bush says rebates going out Monday will boost the economy.
Not likely, because it's not enough to pay for your month's gas now.
NYPD officers cleared in killing. Rights leaders want probe.
Yeah, well, I mean, they weren't allowed to have a jury trial, and they had a judge that was friendly to police officers.
Obama presses on gas prices. Clinton highlights energy bill.
Yeah, well, Clinton wants to punish everybody for making money, and Obama says it's the fault of greedy people that gas is so high.
Tractor trailer rams Chicago train station, killing 2.
And there is some speculation at the moment that the gentleman was not here legally.
Chinese Good Samaritan saves lives on Nanjing Bridge.
It means there are good people everywhere in the world if you really want to look.
Fatal shark attack forces beach closures near San Diego.
And they're going to be closed until they can find that shark.
Iraq militia leader, open war threat only against the U.S.
Well, that's because he's ordered the United States out, so when the United States is out, then he'll take over the country.
Zimbabwe police raid opposition election offices.
That's what we have to look forward to at the moment with a party that's simply thinking 2 states should be eliminated from the voting process.
Threat of an actor strike boosts movie production.
It's not actually boosting any production. They're trying to finish what they started.
Rats from infested house offered up for adoption as pets.
And why would you want to have a disease-infected little animal as a pet?
Go figure. UN chief urges less fighting and more talk in Iraq.
Yeah, they've been urging less fighting and more talk since the days of Cain and Abel.
U.S. contracted ship fires warning shots.
Yeah, but it's nothing big because the Iranian says it never actually happened.
Jury acquits soldier charged with Iraqi murder.
Well, it's the same situation as the 3 police officers. He thought that he was going to be attacked, so he emptied his rifle several times in the subway.
Delegate challenges concerning Florida, Michigan to be heard.
But they're going to be ignored because the Democratic Party can't allow them because Hillary was dead being clean.
Investors look to earnings for hints about consumer spending.
Yeah, but the earnings that people are getting are not from this country. They're making money off of cutting salaries, cutting back on people's working hours, laying off people. That's not earnings.
That sounds more like cutbacks to me. Earnings from cutbacks. Negotiators reach tentative farm bill deal.
Meaning they say they're going to help the farmers, but don't bet on it because the Democrats don't believe in it.
Northwest matches fare increases initiated by United.
Yeah, and all the other airlines are going to match them. This will be the 2nd time in a week that they've raised the fares.
Canadian panel, climate change is threat to polar bears.
And then again, it may not cause any problems. That's what they also said.
Natural gas vehicles hot in Utah where the fuel is cheap.
Yeah, the problem is, once you get out of the area, they're not useful for anything.
Airlines tout celebrity chefs to lure travelers.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time you had a meal on an airplane?
Are they actually having celebrity chefs for the airlines now?
They're like Wolfgang Pupp and others are cooking meals for the first-class passengers, and then it's being served. But first class isn't even getting meals on a lot of planes anymore.
Study says near extinction threatened people 70,000 years ago.
But because it's a fact of nature. Everything repeats itself. So global warming is just an example of what happened millions of years ago.
Microsoft in quandary over Yahoo bid as key deadline looms.
Basically, they have no intentions of upping the price, and it may not actually be what they've done and diluted themselves so much it may not be worth anything now.
GPS market at turning point with sliding prices, demand off.
When you got a cell phone that does the same thing as their device for a car does, and it's got the same size screen, why bother?
E-Trade CFO and General Counsel resign.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of this in the stock market before this is over.
Think twice before stuffing your suitcase with prosciutto.
Well, yeah, because some foods are perfectly legal to bring into this country, other foods are not. That's one of them that's not.
Prosciutto isn't?
That's right.
Oh. Soaring fuel costs limit prospects for ultra-cheap carriers.
That's because they can't afford to fly now, so they're all one after another going under. Soon there's only going to be like 3 major airlines left.
GOP now sees Obama as liability for the ticket.
Well, but according to the Democrats a few minutes ago, that they now see the electoral map all blue because of Obama.
Wesley Snipes jailed for 3 years in tax case.
Yeah, what they did, it's going to be over, it's going to be tossed out on appeal because they sentenced him, they give him the maximum sentence for a felony for a misdemeanor count, which can't be done.
Oh. Barack Obama's efforts to shift attention away from the fiery remarks of his former pastor were set back.
Yeah, well, because the man doesn't know when to shut up. Well, first of all, he knows that Obama is there to be a sacrificial lamb for the Democratic Party, and it gives him more to talk about racism in America, because as Obama's people said last night on the national news, basically if you don't vote for Obama, you're a racist and therefore you're a Republican.
So Wright's using it to his advantage.
That's right.
Microsoft keeps insisting that Windows Vista is a winner.
As they're getting ready to roll out 7 and trying to keep XP online until then.
Who needs another social network?
Well, because that's where Yahoo is aiming itself as now.
They are?
They're going to use their email system as a social network.
The United Nations Atomic Agency will conduct an investigation into allegation that Syria was building a secret nuclear reactor.
Since it was sort of obvious from the pictures and they've known about it since August, it's a little late to be conducting an investigation.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed into law restrictions on national referendums.
It means that democracy is gone completely now in the Soviet Union. It lasted a few years at least.
Pentagon suspends briefings for analysts.
Basically, the Democrats were very unhappy that the Pentagon was telling people how well things were going, and they want people to think how bad things are going.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
If you don't get your rest when you're supposed to get it, you may not get it at a later date.